Literally, okay, when you're heading here to record, we live right off of a park, and it was very wholesome. It was so cute. When we were driving past it, we noticed that so many people had made snowmen. It was really cute. And then Faith was like, Asia, because we're recording two episodes. We try to record two in a row, so we're not behind. And so we're recording 2 episodes today, and we have to because next week we won't be able to record. And Faith was like, how about we just don't? And we just make snowmen. What do you think about that?
Someone put me on a sled right now, please. Yeah, I think, you know what? You guys sound off in the comments once this is posted and let me know if we should. Asia had the idea we could just set a camera up.
It's true.
So
maybe that's our
if
Patreon.
this snow sticks around, should we just set up a camera and it's just me and Asia making a snowman for an hour? Hi besties, I'm Faith OK.
And I'm Asia the girl. Welcome back.
Hello, welcome to OK Girl.
I'm so glad you're here. Oh my gosh. We're already into January. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm not aware of what day it is. I don't know what time it is. I don't know where I am, who I am.
It's true.
Yeah.
We'll discover it together, I guess.
Yay! We're on a journey together to discover me. Who am I?
Who
Where
is she?
am I?
For real. How have you been?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm literally, so let me give some context for why I'm so flustered about everything in my life. It's because my job closes for 2 weeks.
Right.
In the end of December, because it's a closing, institutional close. There's no point of us being there at the end of December, all the holidays. So I was off for 2 weeks. And then we got 10 inches of snow and an inch of ice. And so I was out of work for 2 more days. Mm-hmm. Then I went to campus for 2 days.
Right.
And then I was remote again. And I'm at this point, I told Nick, I was so my first 2 weeks off, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't have to go anywhere.
Right.
I don't have to be anywhere.
Rest.
This is great. I'm rotting at home, resting well. And then the 2 extra days put me over the edge. I was like, Nick, I'm gnawing at the bars of my enclosure. Let me out of here. Please. And I think it was because I knew I couldn't leave because of the snow. Right. And that made it worse.
Yeah.
So I was I had
stir crazy.
Yeah, I was stir crazy. I was please let me go back to work. And we weren't allowed to work our overtime because it was closed for the snow rather than the break.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
And so I couldn't even work on that. So
Dude,
it was
I just need to.
It was, yeah.
Do you think you could ever be a stay-at-home mom?
No. I have told Nick from the get-go that I could not. And here, the thing is that the first week of my break, every year, without fail, the first week I'm I could do this.
Yeah.
I could be at home all the time. This is amazing. And then the second week hits, and I'm I have the zoomies, a dog.
You're feral.
And Nick, yeah, I'm feral. And Nick is having to deal with it yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I realized that the snow outside was really good for snowballs and stuff. And I was like, Nick, let's go sledding. Let's go make a snowman. Let's go play out in the snow. And he was like, I just want to go home and rest.
Please.
We've had a busy week. And I'm but how
I love he's
refusing. Yeah, he's no, I'm not doing that. And I'm please.
Literally, okay, when you're heading here to record, we live right off of a park, and it was very wholesome. It was so cute. When we were driving past it, we noticed that so many people had made snowmen. It was really cute. And then Faith was like, Asia, because we're recording 2 episodes. We try to record 2 in a row, so we're not behind. And so we're recording 2 episodes today, and we have to because next week we won't be able to record. And Faith was like, how about we just don't? And we just make snowmen. What do you think about that?
Someone put me on a sled right now, please. Yeah, I think, you know what? You guys sound off in the comments once this is posted and let me know if we should. Asia had the idea we could just set a camera up.
It's true.
So
maybe that's our Patreon.
If this snow sticks around, should we just set up a camera and it's just me and Asia making a snowman for an hour?
I think everyone would love that. It's just snow ASMR. We'll wear the little clip-on mics.
After you literally just had a take that you were stop with the ASMR.
Yeah.
And then you're stop because I want the market.
Exactly.
It's my monopoly.
Give it to me, please. We'll make it better. We'll make it wholesome.
Yes. How have you been?
I've been good. obviously, yes, snow has been affecting all of us. And the one thing that's been driving me crazy, okay, there's like an deeper level of why this is driving me crazy, because I placed this order on Amazon for definitely like the shampoo. I use this shampoo and conditioner, and I'm actually going to talk about it later, but it's like my favorite one that I've been into lately. But I can't find this, like I can find this brand at different places, like locally, but I can't find the specific like ultra moisture or whatever for like my color treated hair. And so I needed to get it because I'm like really low on shampoo right now. And also, like, it was like I placed this order when I knew that we were going to be snowed in and we weren't going to have like enough like capacity to go out to go get stuff. And so I was like, I'm really low in deodorant, so I'm also gonna get my deodorant. And so I placed this order just for those two things. And it was the timing of it, like it was supposed to get here before like it started snowing, and I was like, okay, cool, like perfect. And then it got delayed, which understandable, it happens. And then it like attempted delivery like over the last week like 4 times and it just never delivered. They like never got close to me or anything. And what made me more annoyed about it was like I also had a different like order place, not for toiletries, and that came. So I'm like, no. I know you can get here. You can do it. You're just not, and I don't understand. And so it's stressing me out because like I'm like on my last like not serving. What serving?
It's just drinking her shampoo and conditioner. That's how her hair looks so good.
Exactly. That's my my glow up tips. No, yeah, like whatever. My last like thing before I like run out, like is coming up, and also I haven't been wearing deodorant for the last like 4 days, and it's stressing me out, and I feel like it's adding to like my stank, you know. And I'm like, I feel like I can't tell if it's like bad or if like because I'm pregnant, I'm like smelling everything very strongly.
That could be
like
it too,
very sensitive nose right now, and I just like feel gross. And I'm
if it helps, I haven't smelled you.
Oh, thank you. That's great to hear. Actually, I was just sitting in church this morning and I was like, dude, I feel like what's the I forget his name, the kid from Charlie Brown who's just like in a dust cloud.
Oh, Pigpen.
Oh yeah, Pigpen. Yeah,
what a terrible name.
I know,
so
it's terrible.
Mean.
It really is. Like set up for failure. Yeah, so I felt like that. Like there's just like a cloud around me. But also Jacob never said anything too, and he's like really sensitive. Smell.
I think it's probably pregnancy nose, but also we just smell ourselves more than anybody else. But that is something like whenever I've been subconscious of a smell, I'm like, Nick, give me a hug and tell me, do you smell me? And he's like, no.
So
that's rough.
Yeah, I know.
Also, can we just stop attempting delivery and like give them our phone numbers? Please. And they can just call, and like if I'm home, I can go meet you.
Yeah,
like
or
DoorDash.
Well, they have like the drop off stuff. Like there's so many like businesses that they'll be like, oh,
I left it here instead. Yeah,
I'll do that. Like at this point, like I'm just waiting, and now so at this point they're like now saying delivery's on hold, and so I just canceled the order, which gives me a refund, and I ordered again. So hopefully it's supposed to get here by Wednesday. So hopefully the roads are clear enough by Wednesday. And we'll see.
So.
We'll see.
I hope so, yeah.
For all our sakes.
For all of our sakes.
Please.
But not too much because I will go sledding.
That's true. Yeah. You like wanted to hold out enough.
Yes.
We'll just go to the park.
Yeah. Honestly, I might make Nick go sledding with me tomorrow.
Yeah, do it.
Like we leave work, I'm like, okay, let's go. It's like pitch black outside at 5:30. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, you know, night sledding.
Night sledding.
As people do. Actually, the only time I've never been sledding, but I have been tubing. Tubing is very fun. And I only did that at night.
With tubing, did you like go somewhere to like, or was it like a park, or was it like a skiing place?
No, so it was like on the campus of the school we went to, because they had like a whole campground and everything. Yeah. So we would just go up this hill and go tubing. It was really fun. I actually
it's the same concept. That. We used to use inner tubes because it just you move better.
Right. Yeah.
But in college, the move was grab whatever random item is in your apartment and go.
I love that.
Like we used a trash can, a laundry basket, a lid.
I love that.
Yeah, so many things you can use.
That's so good.
You just need something to stand or sit on.
That reminds me of is it Princess Diaries too, where they like slide down the mattresses?
I did that I saw that movie as a kid, and I was like, I want to do that. And my cousin she lived in a house that had a set of stairs that went down, but the bad part was that it ended at a wall.
Oh.
And so, but the stairs were kind of narrow, but it was perfect because we were kids. We had like a twin bed.
Yeah,
we had a twin bed. And I was like, let's
This
go.
is
And we
trap.
pulled the mattress off and went for it.
That's amazing.
It was so fun.
That's awesome.
Her mom did not appreciate
Yeah.
it. We did get in trouble for it.
Right.
But I got my Princess Diaries moment.
So sweet.
Nothing's stopping you.
That's true.
Well, maybe after you have a
maybe
baby.
not right now.
Yeah. Once you have Kiko.
Yeah.
I'll bring
Someone hold Kiko for a second.
We'll go find a mattress and we'll have our moment
Perfect.
here.
I
for
love
our
that.
sleepover episode.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah, coming to you soon. Selling Faith. We need to have a sleepover episode. It needs to happen.
Yeah. Featuring Princess Diaries.
Yes, exactly.
Mattress sledding.
Oh, I would love that.
All right. Now we have to get down to business.
We do.
It is our Delulu Digest. Our first one.
Da-da-da.
We're recapping. We're giving you the rundown of Q4.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing this for 3 months.
It's crazy.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because this
Wow.
is episode 12.
I'm proud of us.
Yeah, me too.
Look at us.
I don't
continuing.
stick with things this
Yeah,
often.
I know. We do it for you all.
Fleeting always. Not here. So Q4 wrap up. We're gonna tell you because all right. Here's the backstory really quickly. So Asia and I, you guys know the story if you listened to our first episode. That we started co-working together because she works from home all the time and I get a day every week, and so we started working together at her home, and we referred to ourselves as Delulu Co.
Yeah.
Because we're just two delusional girlies.
That's true.
Working together. And so because it's Delulu Co. and this is kind of a branch, if you're looking at the org chart, you got Delulu Co. at the top, and then it branches into OK Girl Pod.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to give you the rundown of how OK Girl Pod has been running.
Yeah.
In Q4.
Exactly.
So we're gonna tell you
our shareholders.
Yes, we have to share. We have to share with our shareholders, our stakeholders, whatever you want to call yourselves. We have to let you know the progress of the company. And what that means is that you're going to hear our favorite products, our favorite media.
That's all that matters.
What we're winning at.
Yes. Oh my
Not
gosh.
our losses. You don't get to know that.
No.
Because we're
not
losing.
about that. Yeah, exactly. We know you're not losing either. So
Yeah,
we're not as well.
We're always winning in Delulu world. All right. So we're going to start with what we've been buying or using product-wise.
Yes.
So tell me, what if...
Okay, yeah. So let's it was a good teaser, but the shampoo and conditioner I'm using. Okay. I'm really loving. So here's the thing. If you've been with me for 3 months now, and you know my tendency to like packaging more than or as much as like its ability to do whatever it needs to do.
She judges the book by its cover.
Always, literally always.
And the shampoo and conditioner
So
too.
I like was walking through Target once and I saw this like shampoo bottle called California Naturals, and I don't know if you've seen it.
I'm gonna have to Google it.
Yeah, it's really cute. So like the art style is very similar to mine, of like the way they do the logo, and it's just like a hand. Honestly, it's very similar to like OK Girl vibes. So I feel like that should be our like not uniform, but our mandatory like items to have on hand. But
California Naturals, if you're hearing this,
please. But it's just like a hand holding a daisy, and it's really cute. It's so cute. And so I like got it off impulse. I was like, let me just see how I like it. And let me tell you, it is like done wonders for my hair.
Slay.
Yeah. So the one that they sell at Target is just like the daily moisture or like daily shampoo and conditioner, and like good for like all hair types and stuff, like all good things for you. And so I just like needed something that was a little bit more moisturizing because of my color treated hair. And so I like looked online, and they have like the super moisture version, which I like even more because they have it in like larger quantities, which is great for me. Yeah. So which is why I'm waiting on Amazon. But I've been using it for a little over 3 months now, and I feel like my hair is like a lot better than it's been. So that's I don't want to gatekeep. That's
amazing.
been great. Yeah.
It's also like your hair is still very vibrant.
Yeah.
Like the blue
I know.
is very
Yeah. So it's like
vibrant.
very like safe for color treated hair. So
nice.
yeah.
Slay.
So that's my first one.
I haven't heard of that brand. I'm gonna have to look them up. Yeah. My first one actually is thanks to you. You bought the She Glam contour.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So Asia texted me and she was like, "I bought this contour, and it's definitely for a white girly, and it's not for me. Do you want it?" And I was like, "Sure." I haven't used contour. It's probably been like 3 years.
Yeah.
I am like a blush or maybe a bronzer potentially, but I haven't bought anything contour or bronzer in years.
Yeah.
And so you offered it to me. I was like, sure. And I've been using it, and I use it like anytime I do a like full face now, and it is so nice.
The formula is so nice.
It is.
Yeah, I got one that's actually meant for my skin tone, and I just really like. It doesn't feel like cakey.
No,
or
it's like super lightweight. It's like a liquid contour, and it comes with like a little spongy applicator, like already built in, so I don't even have to like worry about trying to apply it with a brush and then blending with the same brush. So nice. And I just like put it like right here, just like a few little dots, and then on my nose and up here, and it goes a long way.
It really does.
A little bit.
She Glam, I swear, if She Glam ever hits like more of like the department or not department stores, pharmacies and stuff, I think they're gonna like run the market like over e.l.f. because I don't know if you've seen their pricing, but that bottle, which lasts a long time, is like $6. Like all of their makeup is like really nice, and like honestly they do a lot of dupes. Like a lot of it's like really people swear by it, like different ones, like their stick foundation and all these different things, but they're all like no like I think the foundation is like maybe $10. Like everything is so reasonable. So if you're looking to ball on a budget and you're like wanting to do your full beat and you have no makeup, you should look at She Glam.
I'm gonna have to look at their full thing. You gave me the contour and I was like, I love this, and I didn't think anything of trying to see what else they had. But I really like. I know we're like hit or miss with a highlighter. It's like so easy to go too far. But I really like I'll have you try it later. Their highlighter is like. It's like liquid, but then it dries matte. Ooh, it's so nice because it's like doesn't feel like a gloss on your face. Yeah, like wet. Yeah, I don't like that.
Anyways, it's so good.
But yeah, that contour is so good, and I feel like it helps me look a little more snatched, which I love
that.
Yeah, I'm having my 2015 makeup moment. I love that. I'm like dotting. I'm like, look at what you go.
She's sculpted.
So good. Yeah.
It's so good. Okay, another thing I just using more, as you mentioned earlier, like I do work from home. I'm like home more often than I'm not. I've been putting on perfume just for fun, like perfume. Just for me. Yes. Like I don't like, it doesn't matter if I'm not going into the office or like out and about. Like I can wear it more than just like special occasions for funsies. And I've really been loving the I think it's Queen Bee is the scent by not Good Molecules. It's a Target brand that's like better like ingredients, like less like toxic stuff. But what made me even feel even better was I've had that one for a little while. I can't remember what the brand is. But Queen Bee is what it's called. Luke in my stocking stuffer gave me the body mist version. Nice. And I was like, did you know this is what I had? He's like, no, I just smelled it and it was like, it reminded me of you. I was like, oh, I was like, that's so precious.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
I
was like honestly very impressed with it.
Yeah.
So that's my thing right now.
Yeah, I feel like perfume growing up, I was like, oh, it's for like fancy things. Yeah. And I do keep like a body mist for like every day. But I did like one of my friends like a year ago gave me I can't remember the name now. It's not Marc Jacobs. I've had a Marc Jacobs one before that I really liked.
Daisy.
Yeah, I loved Daisy. Yeah, that was my high school perfume.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the packaging so cute.
Oh, it was so cute. Yeah. The one I use now, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Anyways, I use it and I like use it most of the time. It's like I'm going out or like to church or whatever instead of like my work type of things. But yeah, I just like I love having a scent for seasons too. Yeah. And like just good stuff.
We'll need to do like a perfume shopping day. That'd be so cute. Yeah. We'll just bring some coffee beans with us to palette cleanse.
Perfect. Let me see. What else do I wrote down a bunch, but I'm gonna narrow.
Okay.
Okay. This is gonna make me sound like a grandma, but I'm finally starting to take care. My last whole year, I've been like focusing on taking care of myself better.
Yeah.
And more recently, I've actually started taking vitamins regularly because I started taking medication, and I was
right.
I'm already doing something once a day.
Might as well add to it.
Yeah. So I started taking ashwagandha
Mm-hmm.
and then like a multivitamin, and like I just feel so good about it.
That's awesome.
It's not like a thing I can be like, I can see exactly how it's helped. But I will say, like, ashwagandha is meant for, like, stress relief and, like, calming down.
Mm-hmm.
And I do, which I'm also now on ADHD medication.
Right.
So it could be that.
Yeah.
And ashwagandha could just not be
That's
doing
true.
anything. But
It's not hurting
I have
it.
noticed that, like, I am, like, especially, like, going to bed, like, I'm a little more calm. And I'm just, like, generally a little less stressed about things. Which is a lot of different changes in my life leading to that.
Right.
But I'm, like, also taking my multivitamins, and I'm, like, look at me.
Look at you.
Look at me take care
I'm
of
so
myself.
proud of you.
Take your vitamins.
Yeah.
It's also just so fun to go shop for them. That's so
Yeah.
dumb. But
No,
like,
it is fun.
I'm like, I want a good flavor, and I want a cute packaging, like you talked
Yes,
about.
exactly.
And like, I just want to see what all of the things do.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be that grandma that's taking like 80 pills a day, and it's like all my different vitamins.
You just like have your own bag for it.
I have 2 tote bags,
Yeah,
and one's just my
exactly.
vitamin tote.
It's my vitamin bag. It's all. Oh my gosh. How many more do you want to do? Because I
have 2 more written, but I'll probably
perfect.
just, unless you have 2.
I have 2 more.
Okay,
too.
perfect.
Okay, yeah.
Perfect.
All right. So I'm gonna pull this. I already talked about this a few times, but
Oh, she keeps the thing on her.
I do.
Yes.
This has not been 3 months, but like I finally had the chance. You all dreams do come true. Have now a retrofitted or maybe not retrofitted but modded Apple Watch that I've made into like
She
a modern version.
jailbroke
Yeah, I jailbroke.
design-wise.
Yeah. Like a Tamagotchi that like tracks my steps, and look, I already my pet has a little chest.
Oh my god.
So I'm really excited about this. I'm like rambling because I'm too excited. Basically, if you haven't heard the last few episodes, I've been dreaming of having an Apple Watch that I could just turn into a little keychain Tamagotchi, and then I found out that because I've seen people have like Tamagotchi cases that they've made for it, and no one sells them, and I'm like, why? This is like untapped market. I'll be your market. I have
It's
multiple.
me.
It's me, please. So I just like got creative and got some accessories for my Apple Watch that are not conducive for anyone else except for me. And so I'm pretty proud of myself for being able to do that. But I've been carrying it on me and tracking my steps. And the app I've been using is called 𝖤.𝐷. And it allows you to have like either a little kitten or a puppy. And so of course I have like a red puppy named Pocky, and it's I'm proud of myself because it's gone through its first evolution, so now it's a little bit older and its tail is bushier and it's very cute. And I've only had one lifetime poop, but it wasn't really my fault. It was the day that we got snowed in, so we couldn't really like do anything, so I didn't hit my step goal for that day. So I'm really sad that now I will have lifetime poop. Like
the dog
one.
poops when
so
you
yeah
don't hit your
so the
steps.
next day, if you didn't accomplish your goal, it'll have a little poop swirly I think it lasts for like 12 hours, and it just like it hangs out there, and it's like I was so shamed. I was like, I can't let this happen again. Like I need this dog.
My dog is
to
living
thrive.
in squalor.
I know, right? Exactly. Like this dog needs better conditions to live, and more like you can feed it like all types of treats. And so I've been trying to like unlock all the different treats. Really likes boba, of course.
I love that.
And cookies.
That's hilarious.
And so I'm really excited about my
is very
Apple Watch
cute.
journey. Thank
It's
you.
very
Thank
cute.
you.
I love it.
So I'm gonna put this back on my person.
Put it on my person. Oh my gosh. My next one is also somewhat tech related.
Okay.
And it's an item I got for Christmas. So same thing. Like it hasn't been a full 3 months.
Yeah.
But it's something I've been wanting for that long.
Yeah.
Because I use my Kindle all the time. And I need Asia gifted me a little arm so that I could hook my Kindle into it and
I
have
love
it
it.
here. And now I have the page turner.
Yes.
So I have the little, it clips on the side. It's a little, just like a flat piece that clips on the side of my Kindle.
Okay.
And
It's, like,
then it
sensitive.
has, yeah, so it like touches the screen partially. And then it has a little remote and you press the button. And I guess somehow it like pushes
Like,
a little bit on the
yeah.
screen and it flips to the next page.
I love that.
Can't go backwards. but it's not a problem.
Yeah.
If I need to, I can just swipe.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm unstoppable now.
You really are.
I have my Kindle I can put it on the arm with my page turner, and I can do whatever I want with my hands. I just have to pick the remote up and click to the next. It's just
I need to get you like a fancy like motorized chair that you just have everything like you can have like your lattes in the cup holder.
I am
gooseneck.
I am exactly what Wally predicted.
Exactly. I was gonna say that, but cuter.
I just made books into TV.
Yeah, exactly.
I have seen people literally projecting books onto their TV, like
I've seen that too.
sharing, and I'm like,
that's pretty crazy.
But I now can like crochet and read.
Yes,
I can. Yeah, I mean, I can eat and read without making anything messy. Like
without your ADHD brain being like.
Exactly. Yeah. It's great. It's great. So that's been one of my favorites.
I love that.
Yeah.
So proud of you. My last thing also is tech related. This I've been using for over the last 3 months, but I haven't talked about it here, I don't think. You know about it. I'm all about things being beautiful, right? So I found a web browser that is beautiful. Arc browser, if you're not familiar with it, I think it's like way more accessible now than when I first started. It was like in beta, and it was like you had to get an invite. It was very like exclusive, and I felt like I was in a club. But basically it's powered, I think currently, I don't think this is the end goal, but currently it's powered by Chrome, but it's like basically everything like MySpace and Tumblr vibes, like everything that people loved about the internet in the 90s, and like how customizable you could be, and everyone knew how to do HTML, and like it's like it was less like cookie cutter as it is now. That was the vibe they wanted to bring to modern internet, and so I love it. It's just like, not only is it like beautiful, but like it's super functional. I love the way that you can organize all your different spaces. Like I have different spaces for like my like work logins and stuff, my personal stuff, okay girl stuff, other podcasts I'm a part of, which not as cool as this one, even though I love them. Sorry. But I know that you can like to an extent do this on Chrome, but it's like way more intuitive the way that you can save tabs, and it's also honestly meant for all of us ADHD girlies that like have a million tabs open. It will don't be afraid, but it'll clear your tabs that you've had open that you had open over 24 hours ago, but then you can always go back into your archive to find all of those tabs. And if there are ones that you frequent that you're like, I don't want this to go away every 24 hours, you can create all these different folders that are collapsible and like customizable. You can change like the names of your saved tabs, and you can also do like cute things, like if you add some code, you can make all the key colors in like a web page like be a specific color. So anytime I open, not that I ever do that often anymore, but if I open Twitter or other like social media browsers, like all of the icons are orange and purple, and like cute. It's just so cute. And so if you haven't done it yet, like it's very accessible now at this point. You should look up Arc browser and just try it for yourself.
Slay. Yeah. Similar, Notion. I think I started using that in August, and Asia has told me about Notion and has talked about Notion for a long time. And I finally was like, okay, I'm at a point now where like I have like, we were talking about the podcast starting. We were like, I was streaming, not anymore, but you know, content creation, and also just like my job, and then like my Bible studies and my gym, and I was like, it's too much to keep in my brain. And my Google Calendar isn't enough, but also like a physical written down somewhere I'm gonna forget, right, and not think about it ever again. And it can't update with your life all the time. So I downloaded Notion, or like created an account, and I have it on my phone and on my computers, and like it's so nice. Also, what got me in was that I could make the stupidest pages. Yes. Like I have all of my icons are dumb memes. I love it. And then my headers are cutesy like patterns. Yeah. And so like it's just it's so fun. You can add, so it's like essentially a website, and then within it you can create a bunch of different like pages and just like track everything, and people make templates, so I didn't even have to make.
Yeah, that is the nice thing, is all the templates.
So nice. I didn't have to make anything except for like making it cutesy after. And so I have like my daily schedule, I have my weekly schedule, I have all of my Bible notes and sermon notes in one spot, I have my gym stuff in one spot with all my PRs written down, and like it's so all good. There. Our okay girl notes, like all of our episode outlines, everything are in there. Ugh, it's so nice.
It is.
I will
like
say,
it's a lot of it is free.
Yeah, I mean everything except for like the AI parts are free, and it's like I don't really use that, so it doesn't matter. I'm not doing anything crazy over here. I'm just writing down that I have lunch at this time. Like,
my silly goofy life.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean I've gotten off it a little bit just because of being free for 2 weeks of everything. Like all my responsibilities were like gone.
Yeah.
But now that I'm back, I'm like, okay, time to update my Notion, and I'm excited. Yeah.
2025
it's
Notion.
So good.
I love that.
All right. Is that all of your products, using, buying, all of those things?
Yes.
So that was the wrap up of how we've spent our money, or not. Some of it was free. So don't even come for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do it. Don't look at our budget. It's perfect. So now we're going to talk about media.
Yes.
So we're going to talk what we're watching, what we're listening to, reading, whatever we're intaking, essentially, I guess is a good way to put it. So what have you been doing?
Yeah. I have really been into reading as much as you have in different genres, and I joke around about this a lot, but I did want to give like an actual recommendation for a novel. But my general vibe, my go-to vibe when it comes to reading books is like I want to feel like a little bit sad, but like happy sad. Like I want to feel conflicting feelings. I also I don't want the stakes always to be really high. Like I kind of want to just be like slice of life, because life itself is like impactful, so you don't need to like up the stakes to have like revelations, so I have especially in this past year, or in 2024, I started gravitating towards a lot more Japanese novels, because I feel like a lot of them like tend to have more of that like we're slowing down and being very like man versus himself kind of like conflicts, or just like lower stake conflicts, but like are very impactful. And my favorite ones are the ones that are kind of silly, goofy, and zany. So one of the books I read recently, or in the last year, that I loved, this technically wasn't from the last 3 months, but I really want to talk about it. People from My Neighborhood is a collection of stories of people in this fictitious neighborhood, and like it starts with like these like really small heartwarming stories of like this grandma who's been she's like the caretaker for her son, or like all these kind of things, and then it kind of like not devolves, but like some of the stories, they just become like more and more like magically realistic. You're like, that can't really happen. Or like it kind of talks about like, oh, this teenage girl grew up to be a dictator, but she's nice, and like it's like all these like crazy stories. So I just really love like when things kind of go awry, but like in a way that it feels like contained and not like actual fantasy, even though I do love fantasy. But I've really been enjoying stories like that. But I would say if you wanted to like dabble in it and like kind of get a good like bird's eye view of the kind of things I like to read, not the only things, but the things I gravitate towards, People from My Neighborhood is great. Also the art of the book is really pretty too, so that also
reminds me of the People of New York things. I love those. I might have to check that out. I'm not much on slice of life, but I'm gonna add that to my list. Well, sounds cute.
We should like read each other's genres and like
talk about it. We could do so many episodes just on books. True. I could talk about books all day long.
We should do that, like a book corner episode. We'll do that.
Similarly, I'll talk about books. I wrote down literally all the books. I had such a big year of reading last year.
You did.
And like I'm so hyped to be back in it. And I don't, so it's weird because all of a sudden I'm into fantasy. And at first I was like, this is my first time really reading fantasy. And then I said that out loud to Nick, and he was like, don't you like the Hunger Games? Don't you like Twilight?
Dystopian.
Don't you like? And I was like, oh my gosh, all the books I read as kids were fantasy books, really. Like I loved Hunger Games, I loved Divergent, I loved like Twilight, I loved like those things. And it's like, why am I surprised?
Yeah.
But like I have been reading like romance and contemporary kind of like books for so many years since then.
Yeah.
But I picked up fantasy again, and I read, of course, Akatar, and then I read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. And the new one comes out so soon, like in 2 weeks.
I've been hearing about this from other people. Yeah.
I cannot wait. But so like fantasy books, I'm all in. And romantasy is that's like that's obviously what Akatar and Fourth Wing are, is romantasy. I'm like now starting Throne of Glass, the series, which is like 8 books, which is probably the biggest series I've read since like Harry Potter.
Amazing.
Which is so crazy. But Nick bought me the box set for Christmas.
I gotta tell you a story about that.
It's so beautiful. I heard about your involvement. Yes. Which is so funny because I was like, Nick, you have me on Goodreads.
He does already. That's
he has
so
me on
funny.
Goodreads. I was like, you and Asia both have me on Goodreads. Nick texted Asia and was like, help, has Faith read this book?
And I was like, give me a second. And I logged into Goodreads and was like just snooping through Faith's read books. And I was like, all right, let's just look up Sarah J. Maas. Like which ones, because I don't know which ones go to which series.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, process of elimination. I think she's only read one book from this series. So I think you're good to go there. Don't get this other one. Because I think she's read like over half of this series already.
Yeah. So he ended up getting me Throne of Glass, which is perfect. I had literally just gotten the first book from the library. I got off the wait list after like 6 months of being on the wait list, and he was like, don't read that. And I was like, what
do you mean?
And he was like, don't read anything. Don't read anything right now. And I was like,
what do you mean?
So anyways, I got the box set and I've been reading it, and it's like less romance so far. It's more just like she's a crazy magical assassin and she slays.
There you go. That's all
and
you want.
I am obsessed.
That's so good.
So any fantasy books, I'm all about it. So that's that's what I've been reading.
I love that.
Fantasy. Yeah.
This is a rewatch, so it's not like a new thing. But I want to sing its praises because I feel like it's, compared to other shows that are in a similar category, it does not get the love that it deserves. And I've told you about this before, but I rewatched Parenthood recently. And I just love, it's just one of the best dramas I've ever seen that like ends well. Like there's so many, not necessarily just dramas, but like there's so many TV shows that like are so good, and then they just cannot land the plane at the end.
Just, like,
they just
run
really,
ragged
yeah,
or
and you're like,
something.
whoa, relax, like what's going on over here? But honestly, like it's one of the most satisfying endings. Like it's not all happy necessarily. I mean, there's like, you know, some tragedy, but like a lot of it is like you see the fullness of like a lot of the character arc that happens for each of these characters. Basically the premise is a family of 4 kids who are now like adults and have their own kids. It's just like all the things that they go through as an extended family. Yeah. So like they're like times where they focus on just like this like one kid's family, this one kid's family, but you're just like seeing over I think it's 6 seasons long, just like, you know, people coming of age, like parents going through new experiences, what happens when, you know, your adult children disagree with like the matriarch or patriarch of the family. Like how do you go about that? They honestly go through like almost I'm sure there's more, but like almost every like conflict that typically happens in families where you know, everything from like substance abuse and to like just anger management to you know, finding out that your kid is like neurotypical or neurodivergent, and like everything in between. And it's just so good. The music is excellent as well. I honestly went on not a rant, but like a fun conversation with someone in my chat who said that they also like watched Parenthood, and we were just like ranking like who's your favorite grandparent, who's your favorite kid, in-law, grandchild. Is so good. But it's just so excellent. And I think I was telling you about this concept before, but I saw on TikTok this thing about like how a lot of people with ADHD, they have a hard time like regulating their own emotions like in the moment. And so you what tends to be typical with people with ADHD is like they will have like specific pieces of media, whether it's books or movies, TV shows, whatever, that like incite like a specific emotion and they'll like return to it often so they can like experience that.
Yeah.
Because I found for myself, and like I'm sure there's like multiple reasons for this, but like in the midst of things that are like upsetting or shocking, in the moment, I generally speaking tend to like just be taking it in, and I need time to like process how I feel about those things. But when I'm revisiting things that I knew were like sad or, you know, infuriating or happy or whatever, then I feel like I can like fully express like how that feels. And so in Parenthood, that was Luke's joke where he's like, are you sure you want to watch this while you're pregnant? He's like, there's so many times before I was pregnant where I'd be like rewatching and there's like the scene that I know is coming and I'm like, already? And Luke is like, stop. Like there's no way. I was like, leave me alone. So there are many a tear shed, and I've watched this show like multiple times now. But it is kind of fun to watch it, like being pregnant, being like, like new stage of life. But anyways, that was too long. You should watch that show.
I need to watch that one. I've like that's when I feel like a lot of people talked about. Like I think it was like high school. A few of my friends were like obsessed, like in there.
So good.
And ever since then, I've been like, I really need to watch that.
Plus, it has what's her face who plays Lorelai.
Yes. Yeah. What is her name?
I forget.
Ashley Graham.
Something Graham.
Lauren Graham. Laura Graham. Graham. Miss Graham is in that one.
The only thing that's weird that you have to like suspend, which you might already know because you know that actress. I forget the actor's name, but she's married to her co-star in Parenthood, but they play brother and sister, which is kind of funny.
Okay, yeah.
But it works. I think before I knew that I like would not have expected that, but it's just funny.
That's funny. Yeah. I've been watching a lot of things, but I'm like back in on YouTube. Like I don't know if I've talked about it on here, but you obviously know we've been not rewatching. Nick is rewatching with me Psych, which I'm watching for the first time.
I love it.
Love that show.
I love all the updates we get.
I know. We have like a Discord chat just to talk about Psych. But so that's been kind of like our steady TV show, and so my variety is all coming from YouTube.
Yeah.
And I'm just like rediscovering my love for just like other people's content.
Yeah.
I don't know, like Nick got me really into Smosh, and now that it's like this full cast of people, I'm so obsessed with them. I love their comedy. I just like they do whole episodes of them playing a board game, and I will watch some people play board games. Like I watch you and Luke when you stream board games, and I'm like, those are my friends playing games. I love that. But when it's like a stranger, I'm like, why do I care?
Right.
But they're so funny, and it's like just like really refreshing to see like original funny content.
Yeah.
And then Julian Solomita, who is Jenna Marble's husband.
Right. Jacob loves him.
Jenna Marble's oh my gosh, I love her so much. She was the first YouTuber that I was like obsessed with. Yeah. I watched all of her videos.
Oh, she's so funny.
She was so funny. I feel like she informed a lot of my humor kind of growing up. And so like I discovered him through her, obviously, and ever since I've like watched his solo content, I'm like, he's also hilarious. Like so funny. But he streams, and I started watching him because he played The Sims, and he's never played Sims before. Yeah. So it was funny to like watch him just do the dumbest things in Sims.
Love that.
So like
that's so good.
He did an asylum challenge where he gave them like one bathroom and like 7 Sims and not enough beds. It was like whoever survives. But then
that's really funny.
He also plays Lethal Company, which I watched his stuff. It's like a horror game, but like you play with your friends. And after watching it so much, I was like, okay, I think I can actually do this if I like mod my game and make it fun. And so Nick and I have been playing Lethal Company now because I've been inspired by Julian.
I love that.
But he's just like so funny, but at the same time really good about like being real and like addressing the things happening in the world. And like he's been doing a lot of fundraisers for Palestine, and it's just like nice to see someone be just like real but also funny, if that makes sense. I don't know,
it's a hard balance.
Like,
a lot of people come across as like, I don't know, like they're putting on a facade or display, and it's just like you feel like you can still be entertained by it, but you feel like there's no like connection there.
It's like they're just on all the time. And like I'm watching, and it's like, you know, he's like very like, I don't know, it's just watching him, and like I watched the whole like 4-hour VOD or whatever, you know, over a few days, and it's like there are moments where he's not trying to entertain anyone. He's just playing a game with his friends and like being like very normal and like not loud and not like always go, and I was
Right.
like, this is so nice.
I
Like I
love
can put
that.
it on and like play on my phone or do something, and I'm like, that's nice. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I've been enjoying YouTube and
Yeah.
just rediscovering
Good timing too,
my love
because
for
you
YouTube.
gotta like get back
out of
into
TikTok.
with TikTok going away.
R.I.P. TikTok.
I know.
Honestly, I haven't been on TikTok much, so I think probably because of YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
perfect.
I'm back in long form
I
content,
love
baby.
that. I love that. On YouTube, I can't. I've been definitely watching her for longer than the last 3 months, but I don't know if I've ever talked about her on podcast. But one of my favorite YouTube channels, called Cozy Gaming, was like her original like content when she started on TikTok, which I actually didn't know that. I thought that she started on YouTube, but she started on TikTok.
Nice.
And then she started her YouTube channel, Cozy K, and it's just like everything I love because she's really funny. She's like goofy. It's like there's a lot of cozy content that's very about the vibes, but there's like no human element where it's like, okay, we're enjoying this beautiful thing, but like I don't really know who it is behind the camera. And I think she does a really good job of like, you know, talking about all the things that I love and, you know, all the Delulu things like adult play and productivity and all of these like fun things to explore, like cozy games and stuff. But like she does it in a way that feels very real, and I feel like it's very like transparent for you know what it's like to be a content creator, and I just think it's really cool, and like I've learned a lot from that. And like she goes through seasons where like for example, when she started doing content full time, when this, I forget the agency like hired her, she ended like burning out like so fast because she was just like, oh, I have more time to do this, that means like I can be all in. And then she had to like take a break, and when she came back she was just like talking through like what she learned through that, and I just really appreciated like that transparency. And I also love how she like handles not that she gets a lot, but like when she handles trolls, like, you know, she does fun things just for her, like it doesn't matter if it's like not practical for other people, it's like practical for her. Like she had these cute like bags for her Lego projects that she hadn't finished, and people were like, that's like over consumerism, whatever. She's like, leave me alone, it's just me and my bags, you know.
Let me live.
You don't need to get them too. Like I'm just hanging out here with my bags of Legos. And just I just really appreciate like her like voice in the like product in a world that can feel very like gotta be productive and get all these things done and things need to be perfect. I appreciate like this like more informal approach, but that's like my go-to like YouTube content for sure.
All right, my last one that I have is what I've been listening to, and also watching. We went and saw Wicked, us girls, and that was the second time I had seen it. I saw it the first time with Nick and Eva. Eva has now seen it I think 3 times.
Of course,
she's obsessed.
That's how I was with Into the Spider-Verse. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you have your thing.
So I saw Wicked for the second time, and that soundtrack,
it's so good.
It's so good. And I will say I have not seen the Broadway musical production of it, so but I do obviously know a whole lot about Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel, so I'm very familiar with them, love their voices, and I like clearly they paved the way. But this soundtrack, I am just obsessed. So and good. I can't stop playing Defying Gravity over and over and over and over in my car.
That's so cute.
And just really enjoying belting along and having fun and just having a good old time.
I really enjoyed that musical way more than I thought I would. It was really good.
Yeah, I was sobbing in the theater both times, and
I cried a couple times.
Cynthia Erivo, I had not heard her voice before. I knew she was like, I mean, she's clearly already a name in the business. Like she's on her way to an EGOT. She's like one away, which is crazy. And she's like one of the youngest, like will be the youngest if she wins this time.
That's so wild.
She's like only in her 30s, and so I heard her voice though for the first time, like her first song, solo song that's like with the wizard, and I was like it's just like overcome with emotion. She has such a beautiful voice, and so that soundtrack has just been on repeat in my car at all times. It'll probably make it on my Spotify Wrapped, and I'm not ashamed.
That's all right. That's all right. Proudly. I love that.
All right. Did you have any more that you wanted to share?
I had one more.
Go for it. Yeah.
Cool. I know we're always trying to be even, but
it's fine. It's fine.
I have to mention her, even though she's like not a super big artist, but the music artist that I've really been loving. Her name is 𝖼, and she is Irish. She's an Irish like pop singer. Her vibe is very like, if you see her stuff, it just looks like everything I love, like aesthetically, but like in music form. So she's inspired by like Japanese pop music, but with her own influence. And is, you know, if you just want to feel like fun and funky and cozy, like without like going super high, like you don't need to be at like a high in your life. You can also just be like writing like chill. That it's the music for you. And like all of her music videos and visuals she does for all of her music is so good. I found her on TikTok once, just like scrolling through, and I heard this like little soundbite from her, and she was just like riding on the back of her husband's bicycle and looking so cute, and like her face, and she's just like, you know, singing, and I was like, wait, who is this girl? It's so cute. It's like I love other kinds of music too, but I feel like the vibe that I'm like always going for like is like personified in her music, which is really cool.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I love that. Well, I hope we've inspired you to try some new media.
Yes.
Or just tell us that you're already doing these things and that we're late to the game or something. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
I'll take it.
All right. Our last little bit of our Delulu Digest meeting here is that we're going to tell you what we're winning at.
Yes.
So,
I'm so excited.
What has been, it can be small, big. It can be like huge achievements. It can be everyday wins, whatever. I just want to know the people, our stakeholders want to know what our company is winning at.
Exactly. Okay, so the first one I put was feel like I've successfully created what I've been calling like zones, and it's kind of like a riff off of Marie Kondo's I think she calls it power zone, but I just have different zones. So basically what that means is like I, in a good way, try to compartmentalize like the different things that I do, whether they're like leisure or you know, trying to be productive, or like quiet time in the word, or whatever it is. I try to like make sure, because of my ADHD brain, I try to make sure like everything I do like has its own spot. So like I think the biggest one that I think more people can relate to is like I don't do work in bed because I'll just fall asleep. Like there's just no way. So I like really try to keep like upstairs laying down is for like like I'll watch TV up there sometimes, like chilling and watching, or like sleeping. If I'm in this chair, besides doing the podcast, like this is like strictly for like quiet time or reading. And then if I want to like eat something while doing something, I'll go to like the recliner. And I try to like keep all those spaces separate. And if I'm in the living room, is like if I'm just hanging out at night, I don't mind falling asleep. So yesterday I was reading through a book for like a buddy read, and I was reading here and I was starting to feel sleepy, and I was really proud of myself because I like left this space, brought my Kindle to the living room, because I was like okay with falling asleep. I just didn't want to fall asleep in this chair, because I feel like if I do that, then I'll like my tendency for like wanting to do that in other like cases will be like higher. Also like my other zone obviously is like my desk is for working or being like doing creative stuff. So I feel like I've successfully like established those zones, and like I feel like it does like really help me like focus on whatever I'm doing.
Oh, so, I love that.
Thanks.
That's so amazing that you have so many like separate places. Yeah, that's really smart too.
Thanks.
I've always heard the like don't work in bed. I get that. Yeah. Because also in the flip side, it's not only that you could fall asleep while working, it's like then when it's time to go to bed,
you can't rest.
You're like, what work do I need to do? But to have them separate by like if you like want to fall asleep, if you don't want to fall asleep. I love that. That's amazing. One of my wins is that I picked up the hobby of crocheting on a whim. Yes. And
girl, you surprised me.
I was like, so I have a very bad habit in the past of picking up a hobby, being all in for like a week or two, and then being like, okay, well, I'm not perfect at it, so I give up. So I have like a literal tub. I need to go through it. It's on my list. I have a tub at home of just like all my hobbies that I gave up on.
Your personal amusement park.
Asia calls it an amusement park. I call it a graveyard. Whatever it is, it's a tub of junk sitting. And so I was like, I really want to get into crocheting. I like would love to be able to make blankets. I want to make like clothing items. And I was like, I love the look of crochet stuff, so like why not figure it out myself? So I have been crocheting. I still haven't finished the beanie I've been working on, but like
That's all right.
that's okay.
You'll get there.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
And it's been like an off and on, like I'm not always crocheting every week.
Yeah.
Like at least like, you know, like
Just
once.
when
but
you want to
like
pick it up, you
just
can.
when I want to, it's sitting on the end table in
I
our
love
living
that.
room and I just pick it up and I go.
I love that.
And I feel no pressure to be good at it.
Good.
And I feel no pressure to like try to sell anything, monetize it anyway. Like
I'm so happy for you.
Enjoying crocheting whenever I want to for funsies.
Good for you.
And I'm proud of myself.
I love that. Okay, so another thing I have is both for like I guess makeup and like fit, like putting fits together. I feel like I've not perfected. There's always room for growth. But like I feel like really good about like applying this like low or medium contrast like color theory thing. If you haven't heard of it, there's like theories for both for makeup and for like clothing. If your features like are very high contrast, so like if you have dark hair and like lighter skin tone, or they're just like a you know a big contrast, then like your makeup and your clothes that are more flattering, you don't really focus on colors. You more so focus on the colors that you have being contrasting. And like the other side of the spectrum is low contrast, so like dark hair, dark skin, or you know you have like blonde hair and light skin, like or whatever, something like that. You wear more like monochromatic things or just things that are makeup that's like less contrasting because it's like less harsh on your like your facial features. It's just like a theory that like helps you show through your clothing and your makeup more than like your makeup and clothes wearing you.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to like slowly apply that to or experiment with it for my makeup and my clothing and like how I put fits together. And I've really been enjoying it. Like this medium contrast of like I don't want to look like a clown, but I also feel like very flat when I'm like not doing enough like contrast wise. Especially for like my makeup. I feel like a lot of times when I like put on blush or lipstick, I just feel like it's just like sitting and just like does not like I'll see it on other people. I'm like, that looks awesome. Like you look awesome. And I don't think I'm being like self like deprecating. I just think it looks like not right, like shade wise. And so She Glam, I found like the perfect like kind of darker rose like blush, which I really love. I just like feel like more myself like when I'm putting like my makeup on or like fits together. So I've really been loving that.
I love that.
Thanks.
Amazing. I had never heard of that theory until you brought it up. And then I was like, oh, I already kind of...
You do that already.
It's like an innate thing, I think it is. Because like I am not a monochromatic girl unless it's all black. Yeah. Then I'll do it. But like...
That makes sense.
But like, yeah, like... the same thing top and bottom, unless it's like a dress, I'm like... It feels like too much. Yeah. And it's like, it's actually not anything. Right. Is what it is. And so it's like, yeah, it's interesting how that is already like innately in our minds, I think. But yeah, that's cool. Thanks. I'm glad that you're figuring that out. That's really cool. Let me see, what else do I have? I just did 2 wins and then I have some goals for next quarter. But I have been on my phone less. And like, I just, my screen time is still embarrassingly high. I'm sure I haven't looked at it because I feel judged by that when I look at my phone screen time. But I've just been like better about feeling less pressure to like respond to texts immediately or like answer the phone immediately or like check all of my socials or post things at a certain time or whatever it is. And it's been so freeing.
Yeah. People will like adjust their expectations for you. Because, I mean, you know this of me, and people that text me, that I text, like, frequently know this of me. Unless, like, my phone is right next to me. Yeah. I will get to it, but it may not be as soon as you need it. And that's okay. And, like, if you need, like, my whole thing is, like, if people need to contact me, like, it's emergency, like, they'll call me or they'll figure out a way to get to me. So, like, I don't need to have a sense of urgency myself.
Yeah, I'll, like, get a phone call, too. Like, you know, sometimes it's, like, my mom and I talk on the phone a lot. Yeah. So, it's, like, a phone call from her isn't, like, alarming in the sense. So, like, I get a phone call from her, and if I'm in the middle of something, normally I would have been like, oh, let me just get that really quick. And now I've been like, no, I can just... wait, let her know I'll call her back later, right, and then do what I'm doing. And it's been so nice to not be just like glued to my phone at all times and like rapidly responding to text messages. So it's been very freeing and like a win for me.
Yay.
Yeah.
Happy to hear that. My last one is also like kind of a goal because I started doing it, but I'm like excited to continue. My hair has grown out a little bit longer now.
Slay.
So I have really enjoyed this past week and will continue to like actually doing my hair again, which is like really fun. I really enjoy doing like weird braids and
I love this. I was looking at it earlier. I was like, I would have never thought to do like little buns and a braid at the end. I love it. It's very cute.
Yeah, so I have like this whole I don't really use Pinterest for a lot of things, but I do have like a bunch of saved pins for like different funky hair things I wouldn't have thought of myself. And I just like kind of scroll through. I'm like, I guess try this one today.
Nice.
And like, let's just do it.
And
so I've really been enjoying that because now that, you know, with the prenatal vitamins that I'm on, like my hair is growing like really fast.
Yeah.
And like the reason why I cut my hair was just to get a bun cut. And so my goal is for it to be longer again. So I'm really excited that it's like kind of that length where I can like do more things too.
Amazing.
So yeah, I'm just having fun with that. Thanks.
I love it. Yeah, so my goals for next quarter, so I guess that would be April, right? March, something like that. Yeah, from now to like end of March. I have two things. I want to be more in books and less on screens because while I have been better about not on my phone, I am still gaming a whole lot.
Oh, right.
Which I love. Yeah. And it's like a restful thing for me.
Yeah.
But also I'm like, there are days where it's like I am torn. You sent me a TikTok recently where it was like, which hobby do I do today? Do I crochet? Do I video game? Do I read? Do I whatever? And so I am like super into reading, but I've noticed that like I'll want to read, but then I'm like, but what if like my friends want to play video games, or like what if I'm on this one part of this video game and I could just get through that, and then I'm like sucked in for hours. Right. And so I want to be better about less screens to like kind of help my eyes and my head and just like all of that.
Right.
And just reading more.
Yeah.
And then I'll just do both my goals.
Yeah. Go for it.
The other one is that I just want to be a little more organized physically in our home. We just like bought some more things so that I could start organizing a little more, because like our hats. We have like an alarming amount of beanies. I don't know why we have so many beanies, but we're beanie people, and I just don't have space for them. Yeah. I'm like, what the heck do I do with all this? Yeah. So I'm just like hoping I can like, we organized our cube shelves recently, like in our living room and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's so much better.
Look at you.
So now I'm like, okay, time to tackle my closet and all the other things. So I'm hoping I just get a little more organized over the next few months, especially because we're hoping to be moving by the fall.
I know, that's a good
motivation.
It
needs to be organized and clean so that I can just toss it into boxes.
Yeah, exactly. This is the time to like declutter, like get rid of what you don't need, and then just organize whatever you have.
Exactly.
Me and Jacob I think Jacob's is a shorter window than mine, but he's big on like, if he hasn't worn it in a year, he'll get rid of it. And I'm like, a year and a half. Like, I'll give myself like a little leeway. My mom, who I love her, she's like she not hoards, but like
holds on to things.
Yeah, holds on to things. She was like, wow, that's amazing. I was like, oh, thank you. Like, you should try it maybe. I don't know.
I think that my parents are the same way. Like, they've been in the same house for like 30 something years, and my parents are planning to move, and they're like,
so crazy.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with all this stuff. I'm like, get rid of it.
You have to just do it.
Get rid of it.
What are you doing? What are you doing with that? Yeah, my mom was giving my dad a hard time about like, she's like, how many pairs of jeans does a 60s like man need? And I'm like, Mom, I love you, but until your closet is not as full of volume as it is, I don't think you can say anything. It's just like, yeah, that's true.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Oh my gosh. But no, organizing is really good. One thing that Luke's bringing back for this year that I've been like really excited about, we did like this past week, is just like to not overwhelm ourselves like on the weekends or whatever. Like, cleaning is just like every day, like tackling one thing. So like the living room, the kitchen, whatever. Not to say that you like don't ever touch it the rest of the week, but like it just kind of keeps it more manageable. And it's like, maybe it's like a project that you don't like is not necessarily time sensitive, but something you want to do with the dining room, like that could be like your thing for that week, and it kind of just keeps things like less overwhelming. So it's been really fun to do.
That's nice. All right. Anything else that you need to share in our Q4 meeting?
I don't think so. I feel like we've been doing great, and I hope that our share/stakeholders appreciate that and acknowledge that all the growth that and value we've brought to to Okay Girl and
this
Delulu
company, this podcast.
Yes.
Really quickly, you know the drill. Rate, review, subscribe, follow us on everything. RIP TikTok, but we're on everything else. Like literally any social media that exists, we have an account on.
It's true.
So go follow those.
Please. And then your Delulu to Dulu for today. I'm actually like, this is a real thing. Like I didn't have to really make this up. But this past Friday was National Clean Out Your Desk Day.
Oh.
So I think like that's a little Delulu bestie vibes of whoever came up with that holiday, because you know us, you see us. So on the note of like hoping to be organized and stuff for this next quarter, girl, just even if it's not a desk, like I know you're gonna try to work around and be like, I don't have a desk. And like, okay, fine. Your dresser top, whatever you got, your nightstand, just like give it a once over. Be like, you have like 3 drinks there and 5 neck scarves, and this seems very specific for no reason. Like all your jewelry and hair clips and a bunch of chargers that you don't, for what you're not charging anything there. Just like take some time, clean it out. You'll feel so good afterwards.
Yeah.
Not speaking to myself, at all.
This company needs you to have a clean space.
Mm-hmm. That's the only thing we ask of you. That and following us.
And rating, reviewing, and subscribing.
But anyways, I'm Asia the Girl.
And I'm Faith Okay.
See you later. Next time, besties. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, they at work they said like, this is National Clean Your Desk Out Day. I was like,
They said,
all right.
Hey, we get it, you work from home.
Yeah.
Get it together.
Please.